everyone. Dr. Frankie here, and today I'm going to cover a topic that I would say in the last 5 years has become more of a regular conversation in my coaching work and in people's relationships, especially in the United States. I'm noticing in parts of where a lot of the work that I do with clients is concentrated in larger cities like San Francisco, New York City, Boston. And the question of opening up a relationship, either having an ethical non monogamous relationship or an open relationship or a poly relationship, that's actually a conversation that comes up very frequently. But when I think about 2 decades ago in my practice and as a clinical psychologist, that really didn't come up that much. Like sometimes people would be kind of have, would be swingers, that kind of thing. So now it's like more in the open, more acceptable, and something that I think couples are really starting to consider more and more as we look at the structure of marriage and how those numbers don't reflect well in terms of success. And people want to find something that works. So they're considering thinking outside of the box and don't have as much shame or stigma around the idea of actually not following this traditional model that our society has created of marriage between a man or a woman, even, this idea of a union and what that has to look like. So today I'm going to talk about my partner wants an open relationship. What does that mean? How do you think about it? And all that good stuff. And for those of you that are new to my channel, I'm a clinical psychologist with over 2 decades of experience. I'm also a board certified sex therapist and also the CEO of a very large matchmaking firm based in the United States, but it's basically global. We have folks in there from all over the world, but we're mainly in the US. And we support clients in finding amazing partners and actually acquiring the skills to stay in a relationship, to work. It's not that, well, it's hard to find somebody you have chemistry with and that you have compatibility with, but it's even harder to stay in a relationship and develop a very healthy foundation in that relationship so that you can have many, 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 many years of happy, joyous success in that relationship. But it takes skills and experience. And we get to support people in doing that and getting to that place where they can have really long term, fulfilling relationships. So I'm full of knowledge and experience. I have my own lived experience. I'm a mom with twins that are now, it's crazy to think, 20 years old. And I've worked with thousands and thousands of people in different capacities, but all related, really, at the end of the day. The through line is interpersonal relationships. So if you're interested in learning and growing, you've come to the right place. I work really hard to cover a nice range, a broad range of topics that come up in my practice, but also that people suggest that follow me, that are my subscribers. I'll do research. Everything that I really talk about, if there's research out there and it's empirically validated, I share it. I believe in science. I feel like it's important. There's a lot of research that's important to consider, especially in a world where people are presenting themselves as experts on social media platforms and spouting all sorts of nonsense. I think we really need a source that we can rely on, that we can trust, that's done their work. So I'm here for you. I'm honored to be here. I thank you to all my subscribers that have been here with me that continue to show up. And please hit the bell below, subscribe to my channel, and I promise to deliver a lot of very, very depthful, resourceful information that you can apply to your life and see meaningful changes occur. So, all right, let's jump in, folks. My partner wants an open relationship. If your monogamous partner has recently breached the topic of opening a relationship, you may feel overwhelmed and confused. If you're new to non monogamy, you may also be feeling out of your depth and even insecure or threatened. Non monogamy can be a tough topic to get your head around, especially in the context of a previous monogamous relationship. Today, I'm going to share how I recommend approaching things. Why does your partner want an open relationship? There are a lot of reasons someone might propose opening a relationship or otherwise pursuing ethical non monogamy. It could be something they've been thinking about for a while, long before they met you, Or maybe it's something they only recently discovered was even a possibility. Maybe it's recently come up as a topic of discussion in couples therapy or in your social group. That said, however, there are some common circumstances that can sometimes precede as a discussion about opening your relationship. Here's what I want you to consider: your relationship has mismatched libidos, with one partner wanting more or a different kind of sex than the other, a recent development or major life change, like moving to different cities or a gender transition, meeting someone they're interested in pursuing. One person has cheated or otherwise strayed from the relationship and is communicating that they feel it's because they aren't monogamous. It's very normal to have a wide range of reactions to your partner's disclosing this idea, from confusing to exciting to insecure and to even anger. Depending on your partner's reasoning for their interest in an open relationship, it may push pre existing buttons for you about the rest of your relationship. It's possible it could bring up feelings of hurt, guilt, shame, or not being enough. It's okay to take time to process the feelings that this topic brings up and to share what's coming up for you with your partner directly. What kind of open relationship does your partner want? There are a lot of ways to practice non monogamy in addition to open relationships. Even open relationships can vary widely in how they look and what they mean to the people in them. Approaching the topic with a sense of compassion and curiosity is what's really important. What does your partner envision an open relationship looking like? Here are some potential questions you might want to ask. What kind of connections would we have with other people outside of our relationship? Emotionally involved, or will it be casual? Short term or long term? What kind of sexual activity would those connections entail? Who would you date outside your relationship? People you know? People outside your community? Are these groups of people or specific people you wouldn't be comfortable with each other dating? What will your experiences be as separate partners? Are you both dating other people? If so, are there differences in your approach or what rules you're expecting to follow? What will change or not in your original relationship? What can you expect to stay the same for the sake of stability? Will you have any new rituals or routines to stay connected? Your partner may not have the answers to all these questions figured out already, but discussing them is a good place to start. Having an open conversation about these topics will help gauge whether you're able to get on the same page and whether your partner and your relationship have the skills to navigate non monogamy, because it definitely does take skills. If you aren't able to discuss these questions, it may be difficult to successfully execute an open relationship. How does an open relationship feel to you? Having talked with your partner at length about their desires here and given yourself time to notice what this topic brings up in you, how does the idea of an open relationship feel to you? It's likely still confusing, and depending on how and why your partner has brought it up, you may also feel a complicated set of emotions about your relationship itself. Has discussing the idea of an open relationship with your partner brought up any feelings of grief, intrigue, excitement, or even curiosity? It may feel exciting to also consider dating other people and getting some needs met that aren't currently being fulfilled in your relationship. If you're considering an open relationship because of a difference in sexual desire, it can feel like a relief to consider opening your relationship up, or like a lessening of pressure to have sex or a different kind of sex. On the other hand, if an open relationship is your partner's idea and not your own, it's completely possible that the primary set of emotions you feel here is hurt, anger, jealousy, inadequacy, or betrayal. It's also possible that you aren't necessarily opposed to non monogamy or considering changes to your relationship, but the way your partner has gone about this issue, unilateral decisions, ultimatums, cheating, or dishonesty, has made you disinclined to pursue this with them. It's important to be honest with yourself and with your partner about your feelings and what feels most authentic to you. In some cases, it can feel like you have to consider non monogamy or lose your relationship, which can feel intolerable. But undertaking something as complex as non monogamy under duress is ill advised. Losing a relationship can be difficult, but isn't the end of the world, and might be better to go through on your own terms now rather than as the result of an open relationship that you don't want. What resources and support can you bring to your relationship? If you're considering opening a relationship or talking through the desire to do so with your partner, it's enormously helpful to have the ongoing support of a couples counselor or a relationship therapist, ideally one who has experience working with non monogamy. There are a lot of issues that may be unearthed by this conversation, from trust to sex to jealousy, and it's very useful to have the support of someone who can serve as an anchor and a gentle form of accountability and insight to you both. It's also useful to get some context and perspective on non monogamy in general. Books like Opening Up, More Than Two, Thriving in Non Monogamy, and the classic Ethical Slut provide some 101 grounding about how non monogamy often works best, including deep dives on managing jealousy, and can help resource you on understanding whether this could work for you. Books like Polysecure and The Anxious Person's Guide to Non-Monogamy can be helpful in terms of understanding how to approach a non-monogamous relationship within the context of polyvagal theory, your nervous system, and your attachment style. So definitely, if you're thinking about embarking on transitioning your relationship to something more open, you'll want to be resourced. You want to learn. If you can't go see a counselor that specializes in it or has experience in it, then go ahead and buy a few books, learn all about it, and get yourself, like I said in the beginning, get yourself on a very solid base, footing that will help support you all the way through when you have the challenges of jealousy or the fear of rejection or, feelings of betrayal or whatever comes up for you. You'll be able to handle it. Thanks for being here with me, folks. I hope you got a little something out of today. Even if you take away a nugget, then my time here with you was worth it. Hit that subscribe button below, select all notifications, and you'll get my latest video that I drop on a weekly basis. And oftentimes I drop 3. So I'll see you here next week. And kisses, hugs, take really good care of yourselves.